The standard height for a dining room chandelier is between 30 and 36 inches above the table surface. This measurement is crucial for several reasons. Firstly, it ensures ample headroom for individuals seated at the dining table. A chandelier hung too low can obstruct views, create a sense of confinement, and even pose a physical hazard. Secondly, this height range provides sufficient illumination for dining activities. Light should be cast evenly across the table, enhancing the ambience and visibility for diners. However, the ideal hanging height is not a fixed number. It requires careful consideration of several factors. Firstly, the size of the chandelier itself plays a significant role. A larger chandelier may require a higher placement to avoid overwhelming the space. Conversely, a smaller chandelier might be hung slightly lower to maintain its visual impact. Secondly, the height of the ceiling is a critical determinant. In rooms with higher ceilings, chandeliers can be hung proportionally higher to maintain visual balance. As a general guideline, for every additional foot of ceiling height above the standard 8 feet, the chandelier can be raised by approximately 3 inches. This ensures that the chandelier remains a focal point without appearing dwarfed by the surrounding space. Thirdly, the overall style of the room should be taken into account. A more formal dining room might benefit from a slightly higher chandelier placement, enhancing the sense of elegance and grandeur. In contrast, a more casual dining room might allow for a slightly lower placement, creating a more intimate and inviting atmosphere. To determine the precise hanging height, several steps can be taken. Firstly, measure the height of the ceiling. This measurement provides a baseline for calculating the appropriate chandelier height. Secondly, consider the size of the dining table. A larger table may require a larger or higher hung chandelier to provide adequate illumination. Thirdly, assess the overall style of the room. Consider the existing furniture, decor, and architectural features. These elements can influence the ideal chandelier placement. Once these factors have been considered, a trial and error approach can be helpful. Temporarily suspend the chandelier at different heights to visually assess the impact. Pay attention to the headroom, illumination, and overall aesthetic balance. Adjust the height until the desired effect is achieved. When hanging the chandelier, it's essential to ensure that it is securely mounted. Use appropriate hardware and techniques to prevent the chandelier from falling or swaying. If unsure, consult a qualified electrician to ensure safe and proper installation. The electrical wiring should also be inspected and updated if necessary to meet current safety standards. In addition to height, the type of light bulbs used in a chandelier can also affect the overall lighting effect. Dimmable bulbs allow for adjusting the brightness to suit different occasions. Warmer tone bulbs can create a more intimate and inviting atmosphere, while cooler tone bulbs can provide brighter and more focused illumination. The style of the chandelier itself should also complement the overall decor of the dining room. Chandeliers are available in a wide variety of styles, from traditional to modern. Choose a style that reflects the personal taste and enhances the overall aesthetic of the space. The finish of the chandelier should also be considered. Common finishes include polished brass, brushed nickel, and oil-rubbed bronze. Select a finish that complements the existing hardware and fixtures in the room. Ultimately, the ideal hanging height for a dining room chandelier is a balance of functionality and aesthetics. By considering the size of the chandelier, the height of the ceiling, the style of the room, and the principles of proper illumination, it's possible to create a dining space that is both beautiful and functional. Remember to prioritize safety during installation and consult with a qualified electrician if needed. With careful planning and attention to detail, a dining room chandelier can become a stunning focal point that enhances the enjoyment of meals and gatherings. And remember that 30 to 36 inches is just a starting point, not a strict rule. The best height is the one that looks and feels right in a specific space. Also, consider the style of the chandelier itself. A very ornate or visually heavy chandelier might need to be hung a bit higher to avoid feeling overwhelming. A more minimalist chandelier might look best a bit lower. Pay attention to the sight lines in the room. Make sure the chandelier doesn't block important views or create unwanted glare. The goal is to create a comfortable and visually appealing dining environment. One common mistake is hanging a chandelier too low in a room with a high ceiling. This can make the chandelier feel disproportionately small and insignificant. In such cases, consider using a longer chain or stem to lower the chandelier to a more appropriate height. Another mistake is hanging a chandelier too high in a room with a low ceiling. This can make the chandelier feel detached and disconnected from the dining table. In such cases, consider using a shorter chain or stem, or even choosing a different style of chandelier that is less visually imposing. When in doubt, it's always better to err on the side of hanging the chandelier slightly higher rather than too low. It's easier to shorten a chain or stem than it is to lengthen it, and a slightly higher chandelier is less likely to obstruct views or create a sense of confinement. Consider also the shape of the dining table. A round table might look best with a chandelier that is centered directly above it. A rectangular table might look best with a chandelier that is elongated or that consists of multiple smaller fixtures. Think about the activities that will take place in the dining room. If the dining room is primarily used for formal dinners, a more elegant and dramatic chandelier might be appropriate. If the dining room is used for more casual meals and gatherings, a simpler and more understated chandelier might be a better choice. Don't be afraid to experiment with different lighting options. Consider using a combination of chandeliers, recessed lighting, and wall sconces to create a layered and well-balanced lighting scheme. Remember that lighting can have a significant impact on the mood and atmosphere of a room. Use lighting to create a warm, inviting, and comfortable dining environment. When choosing a chandelier, pay attention to the quality of the materials and construction. A well-made chandelier will last for many years and will add value to the home. Look for chandeliers that are made from durable materials and that have a solid and well-crafted design. Consider the energy efficiency of the chandelier. Choose a chandelier that uses energy-efficient light bulbs, such as light-emitting diodes or LEDs. LED use significantly less energy than traditional incandescent bulbs and can save money on electricity bills. And finally, don't forget to clean the chandelier regularly. Dust and grime can accumulate on the chandelier and can reduce its brightness and overall appearance. Use a soft cloth or a duster to clean the chandelier regularly. Be sure to turn off the power to the chandelier before cleaning it. By following these tips, anyone can choose and install a dining room chandelier that is both beautiful and functional. A well-chosen chandelier can transform a dining room into a stylish and inviting space. The key is to consider all of the factors involved and to take the time to make the right decision. With a little planning and effort, it's possible to create a dining room that is both aesthetically pleasing and practical. Remember that the ultimate goal is to create a space that is comfortable, inviting, and conducive to enjoying meals with family and friends. So take your time, do your research, and choose a chandelier that will enhance the dining experience for years to come. A general recommendation is when hanging a chandelier over a dining room table that you want to leave at least 48 inches from the bottom of the chandelier to the floor to allow walk-around space so people do not hit their heads on the fixture.